This is Morning Juice. Sports, insight, and great storytelling. Starring Bobby Carpenter and Jeff Tito Thitoff. It's time to attack and dominate.
And attack and dominate we will on a Monday. I'm excited today. Love being here with you guys. Tito, Bobby Carpenter, Bodie Wells. Great weekend. Bob, how was your weekend?
It's pretty good. Pretty good weekend.
This is it, man. School starts up for the kiddos again now. They're back now on Wednesday.
It's exciting. It's fun. Get them back out of the house, get them working, get them learning.
Was there a time when you were not excited about the kids going back to school? Maybe like the first kid?
No, that was never the case. not for that. Not saying like I'm sad that my kids are going to be leaving.
Right.
I see people that do that. I'm like, the purpose of being a parent is to prepare your child for the world and get them out there.
Right.
Like, the object sadness of like them being gone during the day. I mean, it's just that shouldn't exist.
You're pretty busy, so it doesn't really change your schedule that much, right?
Well, I have to drop my son off before. It's like I had to go take him to lifting this morning, so I had to get up a little earlier and leave a little earlier. Just be more efficient with my time in the morning because there was another 10, 15 minutes. I had to drop him off at the high school before I headed down here. So, I mean, that's part of it for me. That's what's going to happen. Like how it's going to impact me and change what I've got going on. There is some differences of things that'll happen with what I've got to get doing just because their sports schedules change.
Sure.
And that, so it's not like it's completely easy for me, but and my kids are gone a lot during the day anyway. I guess it's one less time we have to feed them during the day. They take care of that at school.
Bodie, you're 29 now. Is that correct?
That is correct, Tito. Yeah.
And little known fact, by the way, for listeners out there.
Happy birthday, Bodie, for was it
Saturday?
Saturday. Yeah.
Yep. Thank you, Bob. Appreciate it.
The Bodie's mom dropped him off this morning, which she usually does. So the school thing won't affect her at all. It's just she still gets up early to drop him off here at work every day, which is nice to hear. Morning Juice sponsored by Riverside Bank in Dublin, Event Risk Elite Protection. We had the Reds over the Pirates yesterday, 14-8. The Reds host Philadelphia at 6:10 tonight. Hunter Green's back for the Reds on Wednesday against Philadelphia after being in the IL. Guards fell 6-4 to the White Sox. They're off. Over the weekend, Browns 30, Panthers 10. Sanders played well. Shedeur Sanders. We will talk to McNeil, Chris McNeil. Reflog _18 at the top of the next hour about that. Steelers over Jacksonville, 31-25. Ya Highness nailed this weekend, Bob. He told us, take the Patriots. 48-18 over the Commanders. Travion Henderson returned the opening kickoff for 100 yards. First touch of his NFL career. Not too shabby.
Not too bad at all.
Nailed a guy as a running back. He went Walter Payton style on that 18-yard run, and he got tackled, but he didn't get tackled. He hurt the other guy. He hit the other guy more than the other guy hit him. That was fun to watch. I'm going to say this, Bobby, and I
don't
really,
even know if you believe it.
No, I believe it, but I don't want any backlash from you.
So hold on. You believe it, but you don't want anyone to question your beliefs.
Dolphins and Bears tied at 24. Let's move on. Chargers over Saints 27-13.
Preseason game.
I understand. I'm just saying,
those results don't matter.
I know. I'm just saying. When I saw it was a tie, I said something. Anyway, Miami and the Bears tied 24-all. Chargers win that one 27-13. Big show lineup for you today. Bill Bender's going to come for us a little bit here. Like I said, Chris McNeil will join us. Lots to talk about from the weekend. Bob, though, this is your time. This is one of the many times you shine, but this is the time to shine today. You're going to make me smarter. Here we go.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
In general, for the second consecutive time we've done this, I do not have the sheet in front of me, so I might look dumber when you ask me a question.
Good.
I can't cheat.
No, exactly.
You like this.
I do.
It's
I
real.
like this much better.
Yes.
You having a cheat sheet over there, ooh, I like this one coming out. Like
hey, it's that guy. It's
Yeah.
Alexander Haig, or whatever, yes.
It is Monday, August 11th, the 223rd day of the year. 142 days remaining in this 2025. This date, 1929, Babe Ruth becomes the first baseball player to hit 500 home runs. Do you know where he hit his 500th home run? Baseball, Jeff.
God, Yankee Stadium seems like the obvious. I'm going to say Fenway Park.
You're incorrect.
Where is it?
Cleveland, in League Park in Cleveland,
League
Ohio.
Park.
So cracking the 500 in the great Buckeye State. This date, 1956, American sprinter Willie Williams sets the 100-meter world record with a time of 10.1. As we slowly begin to cross over the...
That's lazy.
What?
William Williams.
Willie Williams?
Yeah, Willie Williams. Like I'm saying, any parents that do that, that's just lazy.
You kidding me? That's the greatest thing ever to give him the same name twice.
Johnny Johnson.
He's got two first names.
Johnny and Johnson are two different things. Call him
I know
Johnson
they
Johnson.
are, but I'm just saying. It's
Like Thomas is great. You can call him Tommy Thomas, but first name Tommy.
I would look.
And my wife's main name is Walter, and I asked her, why did you not name your son Walter?
I'm just telling you, Bobby. I think it's a lazy thing when parents do that.
Like Marky Mark, you know?
Well, Mark, that's hip. That's a little bit. I'm okay with Marky Mark because you got the Y at the end. That's hip.
That's hip. Hip for the kids. There we go. So you got that going for you. This date, 1964, the Beatles, their first movie premieres. Do you know what the name of that one was?
Was it Help?
No, Hard Day's Night was the first movie.
How did you find America?
So I left to Greenland.
Has success changed your life?
Yes.
I'd like to keep Britain tidy.
Are you a mod or a rocker?
No, I'm a mocker.
No, actually, we're just good friends. But what would you call that hairstyle you're wearing?
Arthur.
Have you seen any of the? I've never
seen
I didn't
them,
even
no.
know they had movies.
Yeah, it was a big thing they did back then. Did you ever watch the Monkees?
No.
Okay, because the Monkees were like a Beatles version kind of thing where they did like a TV show, and so
Maybe I have seen clips of that TV
Yeah.
show. I
Yeah.
have seen clips. Like I may have seen whole episodes of my dad's.
Big Time Rush. You've seen Big Time. Your kids probably watched Big Time Rush, right?
What is Big Time Rush?
Okay, they didn't then. It was like a 2000s version of the Monkees of the Beatles. They had a show also. It was a band
A version
that was
of the Monkees.
of the Beatles. It was a band, Bobby, that they created this band where they bring guys together, and that really weren't a band anyway. And then they bring them together to do a TV show, and they also sing songs and sell records and sell CDs.
Oh,
and
they
whatever.
had like the making of the band with Diddy.
Yeah, right. Not quite like that.
That's what it was.
I know it was.
They made O-Town.
I didn't think we'd go Diddy today this early on a Monday at
Well, that's the
6:07.
making of the
I know,
band.
you're right.
That's
you're
what One
right.
Direction
By the way,
was.
Chappelle, great scene making
Yes,
the band.
I want a gallon of Cambodian breast milk.
Breast milk, yes. Y'all ain't really focused. Y'all ain't working hard. You're not dedicated. This is what I need. But close the studio.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Like Chappelle knew before everybody else. He was trying to let us know. No one wanted to listen.
Did you hear what he said about that, though? He said that at first he was upset because he was never invited to his parties. Then he realized maybe I wasn't famous enough. Maybe I wasn't good looking enough. But now I'm kind of glad they didn't invite me.
Yeah. Well, he has the whole bit. He's like,
Yeah.
It's it, Dave. You're ugly. You didn't even know.
Right? You didn't even know. That's right. Yeah, you're ugly.
It's a great bit by him. Really well done. That was like in his stand-up that he's done. This date, 1969, Here Comes the Sun is recorded by the Beatles.
Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. And I say, it's all right.
That's one of my favorite. I really enjoy Here Comes the Sun. Sung by a lot of different people.
Top.
I'm not going to say it's top 5. I said I really enjoy it.
That was top 10 maybe for you.
Maybe top 10.
Yeah.
It's top 10 for sure.
Good song.
It's a mood song depending on how you're feeling that day. This date, 1969, the Apollo 11 astronauts are finally released from quarantine after 3 weeks in isolation. I didn't know if they got attacked by coronavirus up there or something like that. COVID could have got it. No one knows. They had a quarantine, it's like Transformers. They went up there. No one knows what was going on the dark side of the moon. So they had to quarantine them for 3 weeks. This date, 1972, the last combat units, American combat forces leave Vietnam.
August 11th, 1972. The last ground combat units leave Vietnam. The last U.S. maneuver unit to leave South Vietnam was the 3rd Battalion, 21st Infantry, known as Task Force Gimlet. They operated from Hill 260 on the outskirts of Da Nang, defending the city and airbase from communist forces. By the summer of 1972, the U.S. withdrawal from Vietnam was in its final phase. On August 10th at 11 a.m., after a last ceremonial artillery round was fired, Task Force Gimlet soldiers handed over the firebase to the South Vietnamese and departed the country the next day. American participation in the ground war was officially over, but about 39,000 American advisors and support personnel remained.
Vietnam confuses me.
It's a country.
The dates. Because I've heard, like, that's 72 you said there, right? But I think there were still troops there as late as 75. Is that accurate or
Well,
not?
that was our first combat, or last combat
yeah.
forces that were there. But yes, they said there were 39,000 support.
Right.
Probably probably smaller groups. But yeah, when they pulled out, that was when, the fall of Saigon happened shortly thereafter. By shortly, Bodie, it was like the day after.
Yeah.
They were like pulling out. It was, it was rough. But yeah, the 39,000 support forces that were there, but no more ground troops that were having their own platoon and running their own stuff. This date, 1980. I saw this little nugget. I was glad Bodie was able to find it. Johnny Cash appearing on the Muppet Show to sing Jackson with Miss Piggy.
I can't thank you enough.
Oh, gee, Kermit, I don't need thanks. Of course, I could use some cash.
Well, of course you could use some cash. Cash is exactly what we all need. So let's just sit back and enjoy the music of the one and only Johnny Cash.
We've been talking about Jackson ever since the fire went out. I'm going to Jackson. I'm gonna miss.
I'm telling you, Jim Henson was a genius.
Do you think he ever used Kermit as an oven mitt?
It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me at all if that was the case. I'm just telling you.
So one of my friends tells that joke all the time, and no one ever laughs at it.
That's a good one.
The fact that Bodie didn't laugh at it is pretty good.
Look, Jim Henson,
I mean,
seriously,
the visualization of just sticking old Kermit in to pull out a pan.
Right.
Hey, maybe you couldn't find one. It's got Kermit hanging out.
I've used non-oven mitts to get stuff out of the oven before.
Yeah, I mean, Kermit basically is a glorified oven mitt. He's got the
now you're ruining people's childhoods. Don't say Kermit's a glorified oven mitt. Kermit's a treasure.
He's been telling that joke for years, and it finally landed. This date, 1992, the Mall of America. This was in the heyday of malls, Bodie. Opens in Bloomington, Minnesota. I remember it had a roller coaster inside.
They did.
Thinking that would be the most awesome place to go. And upon the opening, Ray Charles sings America the Beautiful.
The bargains are coming! The bargains are coming! Hear ye, hear ye!
The mother of all shopping crowds was waiting as the doors opened.
Yes, shop till you drop. We are professional shoppers.
By noon, the two parking ramps were filled with 13,000 cars. That sent the mall's war room into action. Some people came just to look. This California man says he likes taking pictures of cultural icons.
And this is really one of them. This is a high water mark of where we're going.
Deep thinking aside, merchants seem very pleased by this first day.
A lot of people are looking, but a lot of people are also buying. This little West Market has just been a real hubbub of activity.
Our sales have been great. Excellent. Better than?
Better than?
Yeah, better than expected, really.
It's bigger than you expected?
Yeah. Look, Bobby, it's hard to explain to other people of Bodie's age and younger that how cool and how big of a thing it was to have malls.
It's a high watermark of
It
society.
really was a high watermark, yes. You ever been to the Mall of America?
2012.
I have not.
You have not?
I would love to have gone. One year they had the AAU National Championships there, and we missed going.
You guys signed autographs at the City Center, didn't you, after the championship?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. City Center Mall downtown.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, I always wanted to go. I mean, and just because they have the roller coaster,
Right.
it's so big. Like in Minnesota, it makes sense because it's so cold in the winter that you need to get inside. Rothman and Ice, they went up there, Mall of America, when the Super Bowl was in Minnesota.
Did they really?
Walked around. Oh, yeah.
I
That's
didn't
where
know
like the Radio Row was and everything.
Oh, it was. That's interesting.
I mean, it sounds, if you can get 13,000 cars in the parking lot there,
yeah.
I'd have to imagine it's pretty darn big. I think there are like hotels connected to it and everything else.
Jeez.
So it's, City Center was connected to hotels downtown.
Yeah, City Center was a huge deal when it opened up. Huge deal. R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P. Now they've got the
Commons
down there, which with everything coming back, like City Center, I feel like would have been good now with more people back downtown again, but oh well. Jim Cale, the bassist for the Guess Who, turning 82 today.
American woman, gonna mess your mind. American woman, she gonna mess your mind. American woman, gonna mess your mind.
Seems like a lot of the same ones.
It's a little unplugged edition there. A little slower, more peaceful.
No, the other one's better, though.
Turning 75 today, Steve Wozniak, one of the co-founders of Apple. Big birthday for him. Joe Rogan, podcaster, comedian, turning 58 today.
Mike Tyson is the reason why this desk is this width. I had a smaller desk that I was planning on using for the new studio. But then I did a podcast with Tyson. I did 2 of them with Tyson. One, he had a little bit of a belly. He was jolly. He was just high all the time. We had a wonderful conversation. Next time he came in is when he's preparing for the Roy Jones fight.
Oh,
and
wow.
He was jacked, and he had these big muscles on his forearms, and he just looked ready to go. And he made me so nervous. And I'm like, no, f this small table. I need to not feel so nervous. I need to have some distance.
That's interesting.
News Radio is where I met Joe, where I first got introduced to Joe Rogan, I should say. News Radio, that TV show.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You ever seen News Radio?
I have not.
It's a great show. It's got him and Phil Hartman, Andy Dick was on it also.
Phil Hartman.
Yeah, it was a great show like the first 4 or 5 years. And then, Hartman died while it was still on the air, and they replaced him with John Lovitz. But it's a fantastic show.
His wife shot him.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, goodness. Lee Suggs, former Browns running back, turning 45 today. Chris Hemsworth, turning 42, the man they refer to as the God of Thunder, Bodie.
You seem to know a great deal about Thanos. Gamora was the daughter of Thanos. Your father killed my brother.
Oh, boy. Stepfather. Technically, she hates him as much as you do.
Families can be tough. And before my father died, he told me that I had a half-sister that he imprisoned in hell. And then she returned home and stabbed me in the eye, so I had to kill her. That's life that was, I guess. It goes round and round, and I feel your pain.
Thor, why would he go to nowhere?
There are 6 stones out there. The Time and Mind Stones are safe on Earth. They're with the Avengers. The Avengers? The Earth's mightiest heroes.
Like Kevin Bacon?
He may be on the team. I don't know. I haven't been here in a while. Where we have to go is Nidavellir.
That's a made-up word. All words are made up.
Nidavellir is real? Seriously? I mean, that place is a legend. They make the most powerful, horrific weapons to ever torment the universe. I would very much like to go there, please.
The rabbit is correct, and clearly the smartest among you.
Rabbit?
It's called All Words Are Made Up. What a great, there's some iconic lines in there.
That's really a good line.
All word. It's a made-up word. All words are made up.
My wife loves those Marvel movies. Loves them.
The heroes of the world. You mean like Kevin Bacon?
Yeah, he might be on the team. He's been there in a while.
That's so good. That was a good one. I forgot how that was getting, Bo. Thanks for getting that. Fatty Patty Mills turning, is that not his name?
I don't know.
37 today? I mean, let's see. Played for
Fatty Patty Mills.
Well, if you're going to name your son
I know.
Patty, he's a dude named Patrick who goes by Patty, and he's a little robust to play point guard in the NBA.
I would never go Patty. If I was a Patrick, I'd be Patrick. I would not be Patty or Pat.
What about if your name's Julian? Don't call me Jude. Or no? Is that it?
Is it?
I don't know.
Or Sharks? No, he goes by Jude. Jude, don't call me Julian.
Right. Okay.
And I told I'm going to get Julian saying to make a video for him. Say he's bringing Julian back.
Bringing Julian back.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be called Julian. He wants to go by Jude. Said, hey Jude. There we go.
Fatty Patty Mills.
Fatty Patty Mills. That was what I mean. In all fairness,
is it PH Fatty or F Fatty?
No, it's F.
It's F. Okay. Because PH is a lot different.
He's a dude when he retires. I'm curious to see what he looks like 5 years
Sean
after.
Kemp. Yes.
Yeah. So I'll have a very maybe a Kemp career arc.
Yep.
Turning 23 today, Arizona Cardinals wide receiver, former Buckeye Blitnikoff winner as well, Marvin Harrison Jr.
Stroud set to throw. Looks right, looks left. Stroud will now roll to the right again to the Georgia 40. Stroud fires deep down to the end zone, and it is grabbed in the end zone by Harrison for an Ohio State touchdown, 31 yards. C.J. Stroud to Marvin Harrison, and the Buckeyes on the board first. leading 6-0. C.J. Stroud in the gun with Ibuka moving in motion. Stroud to pass. He looks, being chased. Stroud in trouble. Eludes one defender, running right side. Eludes a second, throws upfield, and it's caught in the end zone for a touchdown by Marvin Harrison as C.J. Stroud shook off multiple defenders, and from the 16-yard line, he hits Marvin Harrison, and Ohio State has a 20-7 lead.
Thought you were going to have the one where he got knocked out.
No, come on.
I was like, oh, no, buddy, not that one. Not that. That's the ending we didn't need. Some passings today. It's hard to believe it's been 11 years since Robin Williams passed away back in
11 years?
2014.
Gather ye rosebuds while ye may. The Latin term for that sentiment is carpe diem. Now, who knows what that means? Carpe diem. That's to seize the day. Very good, Mr. Meeks. Meeks. Another unusual name. Seize the day. Gather ye rosebuds while ye may. Why does the writer use these lines?
Because he's in a hurry.
No. Ding! Thank you for playing anyway. Because we are food for worms, lads. Because believe it or not, each and every one of us in this room is one day going to stop breathing, turn cold, and die.
I got to see that movie.
Have you seen it, Bodie?
Yes, yeah, I have.
You like it?
In high school. Oh, I loved
Great
it. Yeah.
flick.
It's
very good. Yeah.
Very good. It's some of his best work.
Oh, Captain, my captain.
He's Captain.
I've seen that scene.
I'm not shocked. It's a pretty
The scene, yeah, where they all stand up on the desk. Yeah, spoiler alert. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Thank you, boys.
I'm sorry. End of the movie, all the kids stay up on the desk when he gets fired. Yes.
There you go, Captain, my captain. And then passing away just a couple days after his birthday in 2003. Right?
They don't make him like this man anymore.
They don't,
Bob.
Mr. Herb Brooks.
I'm looking for the best players, Craig. I'm looking for the right ones.
Kurt Russell.
How about it, boys? Look like hockey to you? It's more like a couple of monkeys trying to hump a football to me. I don't know. What do you think, Craig?
Fine, you want me to take your test? I'll take your test. Is that what you want?
No. I want to see that kid in the net who wouldn't take the test.
What the hell's wrong with you? Put your gear on. I said put your gear on.
Doc told me I can't.
Yeah, I know. You got a bad bruise. You know what? Put your street clothes on, because I got no time for quitters.
Come on, Herb. Nobody's quitting here.
You worry about your own game. Plenty there to keep you busy. Bruise on the leg is a hell of a long way from the heart, you candy ass.
There's a lot of great things with having Bodie be the producer now, but that's one of them.
You want me to play on one leg?
The fact that he knows all those lines from Miracle and plays them, I love that about Bodie.
You want me to take his stupid test?
Yeah.
It's good. It was good, man. He did a really great job.
Wouldn't take the test.
100%.
Right.
You know what Jim Craig said about Herb Brooks? He didn't coach no dream team.
Yeah.
He coached a team full of dreamers.
Oh, look at that. I never heard that.
I know.
I mean, Bodie does the research, too.
I know he does. Hey, look, I know.
Some holidays observances today. It's National Hip Hop Day. How about that? National Raspberry Tart Day. Presidential Joke Day, so we'll have to work in some of those. Son and Daughter Day as well. And those, your historical events, your birthdays, your passings, your holidays observances for this date, August 11th, the 223rd day of the year, 142 days remaining in this 2025.
Well done, as always, General. Bill Bender joins us next with Sporting News. Morning Juice.
When was the last time you hopped out of bed without that knee or back screaming at you? Or walked down a flight of stairs without having to take your time? You thought to yourself, I'll just tough it out. But nothing changes. Hi, it's Tyvis Powell. It's time to call and schedule that free consultation with Dr. Walkoff and his team at QC Kinetics here in Columbus. I'm glad I did. Myself and others have turned around their lives with QC Kinetics regenerative treatments that work with your body to help restore and repair damaged joint tissue. Natural cellular therapies. No scalpels, no pills, just long-term relief with no dreaded recovery. Check it out at qckinetics.com/Columbus. Bring your x-rays and MRIs to QC Kinetics for a free, no-pressure chat and thorough evaluation to see if you're a good candidate. Find out if you're a good candidate. The consultation is free. Just call QC Kinetics at 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
When it comes to protecting your assets, you need a security partner. Event Risk Security Services is a U.S.-based veteran-owned company providing protection services, consulting to Fortune 500 companies, movie studios, celebrities, and high-net-worth individuals. If you're tired of fluff margins with low compensation for poor quality services and an endless revolving door of vendor staffing, then give them a try. They're virtually the same cost, and they can address what keeps you up at night. Event Risk. Check them out at eventriskinc.com to learn more.
Once there was a man who couldn't stand.
A mom who couldn't wait.
A scientific community that said it couldn't be done.
And then you.
And then I. And then we.
Brought neuromuscular disease into screaming color with the Muscular Dystrophy Association.
For 75 years, our voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
We've willed the impossible into existence.
We've pushed the science,
raised the funds,
shifted the narrative,
and transformed the reality of life with neuromuscular diseases.
For 75 years, we've built communities together.
Established the field of neuromuscular medicine,
and made it thrive.
Call that a legacy.
Call it impact.
Call it momentum.
Just call it ours.
Because it's the generations of community heroes that give MDA the strength we have today.
And until neuromuscular disease is a thing of the past, you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
Hi, this is Martina McBride. With online news, social media, and texting available 24/7, the world seems to be spinning faster and faster every day. And it can be overwhelming. Sometimes we just need to unplug and take a break from our electronic devices. It can help reduce stress and allow us to reflect on the things that are really important in our lives.
This message brought to you courtesy of the United States Air Force.
One man is a national champion, NFL veteran, and local business leader. The other man is Tito. This is Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
All right, it is Morning Juice. I am Tito. Bobby Carter to my left. Bodie on the other side of the fake glass. Thanks for tuning in today, folks, on this Monday. We are now joined by the Sporting News' Bill Bender here. And, Bill, I've got a question for you. I saw something that you put out there on Twitter about Pitt linebacker Kyle Lewis, and you say he's the best linebacker in college football heading into this season. You did a piece on him. What about him makes him the best linebacker in college football this season?
Well, I mean, I think it's the combination of, there was only one Power 5 linebacker Power 4 linebacker that had more than 100 tackles, more than 5 sacks, and 4 interceptions or more last year. It was him. He's very similar to Sonny Styles and Anthony Hill Jr. I think those are the 3 linebackers in the country that are able to do all 3. It's kind of that hybrid linebacker, defensive back type player. I mean, Sonny obviously played some defensive back down here in Pickerington when he was in high school. And that's part of the game now, where you have that linebacker safety type player that can do both. And I think Kyle Lewis is an unbelievable player. That was a fun feature to write.
Bill, we're sitting here only a couple of weeks away now from the week 0 games. I mean, is there anything, you look at that Saturday slate and the matchup that's coming on August 23rd, and maybe it's not the biggest games that you're going to find, but football is right on the cusp. Teams will be getting into game week mode here very, very shortly. Anything surprising around the country that's caught your eye as we're getting ready to head into that preparation?
Oh, there'll be a little bump of excitement today at noon when the AP poll moves. I've got a piece coming this morning before that kind of shows you which schools, when we just make those blanket statements like, for example, Notre Dame is always overrated in the poll. Well, it's not necessarily true where they finish. Yeah, it's funny. I looked at all these schools and how they've placed in the poll over the years. The school, you could probably guess this, the school that's probably projected closest to where they finish every year is our good friends from Iowa. They typically are picked 17th and finish 18th or 16th. And that's pretty standard for Kirk Ferentz. But I think there will be some excitement. The only drama, and I'm really starting to wonder, will Ohio State be 2 or will Penn State be number 2? I think it'll be the Buckeyes, but I think it'll be close.
Yeah, I think so too, Bill. You're right. That's the one you're watching there. And most things I've read have kind of picked, Ohio State, Oregon, and Penn State as the obvious most likely teams from the Big Ten to make the CFP. Then you've got that next tier, teams like Illinois, teams like Michigan, Who do you think would be the fourth? If there was a fourth Big Ten team, who would you put your money on to make the playoff?
Probably Illinois, but that tier of Illinois, Michigan, Indiana, there's actually a couple more schools to me. I think you could rope in. Oh boy, I can't believe I'm going to say this. Nebraska.
I knew you'd say it.
Nebraska, Iowa, USC would be the next three. So could one of those three squeeze in there? But Illinois, that's who I have ranked the highest. I think their schedule's set up if they beat Indiana early in the season. They don't play Michigan, they don't play Oregon, they don't play Penn State. So, that Ohio State game they could theoretically lose, finish 11-1, kind of do what Indiana did last year. But I think they'll be a 10-2, 9-3 type team. So I would say Illinois, and then Michigan's kind of the X factor. I just don't know. We can write all we want about Bryce Underwood. You kind of got to see it on the field, especially in that Oklahoma game early in the season. They play Oklahoma and Nebraska on the road in September. It's not easy.
As you sit there and figure that out, you mentioned, Illinois. Is there any other surprise? Like, what are your expectations this year for USC? Because I feel like it's a fairly big year for Lincoln Riley and what he needs to get done out there on the West Coast. Yeah,
and their schedule early in the season is set up that they should be fine the first couple weeks. But, new quarterback, Jaden Mayava, they need to play better defense. And they did – I give schools the benefit of the doubt sometimes. They were in a new conference last year. They did a lot of traveling. They're going to have to adjust to that. And no Ohio State, no Michigan on the schedule. That always helps. So I do think USC will be better this year, but they are an intriguing team in that second tier. Bobby, I thought you were going to say Indiana because
them too.
I think that Indiana's can they do it again? Because nobody believes they can do it again. They do have some really nice players on that defense. Kamara, D'Angelo Pons, Aiden Fisher. Aiden Fisher made our midseason All-American or preseason All-American team as well. So, but their schedule's tougher, so we're going to find out what they're all about.
Yeah, it feels like, Bill, this is an important season for Indiana football because if they fall off and, say, have a damn near 500 season, they're like, oh, yeah, the only reason they made the playoff because of their schedule. Easy schedule, the only reason they got in, they never deserved to do it. But if they could do it again, and I've called them frauds all along, but if they could do it again, though, I think that really changes the narrative for Indiana football.
It does, and it reminds me a little bit of this is a dated comparison, but it kind of reminds me of Purdue with Drew Brees, right, versus Purdue without Drew Brees. Because when they had him, they were legit, Rose Bowl, all those things, and then every year after we were kind of like, we're not sure they're the same thing. But they have to do things differently there. You called it. I was kind of on that camp last year before they played Ohio State that they're going to kind of get their reality check here. But that didn't stop Kurt Cignetti from talking, and right. He's taken that right into this offseason, which is going to make them a polarizing team in the Big Ten one way or the other.
You surprised that Cignetti has been that bold with everything, Bill? He's at Indiana, and I don't know if that's a good thing that he's bringing attention to that and everything they've got going there, or if he's maybe – going to draw like the undue ire of some of the other, more traditional blue bloods in the Big Ten.
Well, I kind of changed my opinion a little bit when they played Ohio State last year because I go into his press conference afterward and they got beat pretty good and he wasn't worried about the late touchdown. He wasn't making excuses. He was kind of pointing out the reasons why they lost. Now, was he still doing that with a lot of swagger and some things that journalists can eat up? I would say yes, but at the same time, I was fine with it. So I get and understand why he has to do that at a program like Indiana. He was the Eddie Robinson Coach of the Year. I was around him a little bit during that banquet, and he's his own dude, but the record speaks for itself. So that's why it is such a big year. If they go 10-2 again this year, it would be hard to make fun of that.
Bill, this past weekend, with being the last weekend before school starts for the kids and things like that, it involved like kind of a last bash for me and some friends with the kids all staying up late and later than they should, and us, the rest of us, just, trying to have a party and ends up with, some questionable phrases and decisions and then recovery. Amidst all of that, there was an annoying Michigan fan in the group. And I made a bet with him that there's no way in hell Michigan beats Oklahoma in week 2 Do you like my side of this?
Did I see that it was a pie in the face bet? Is that the term?
That's what it is. Look, that's taken off some other show that's on another network. But yeah, they do a pie to the face bets on the Dan Patrick Show. But yeah, so it's a pie to the face bet with this guy. I'm taking Oklahoma. He's taking Michigan. Who's more likely to get a pie in the face?
I think Oklahoma would be favored in that game, and I could see. I will probably pick them to win because that's still a tough place to play. Look what they did to Alabama. 15-4 the last 3 years at home. I've been latching onto that stat a lot because you have to go down. If you're going to go down to Oklahoma, you have to play well. So, I mean, it'll be a big test for Bryce Underwood, that Michigan team. Like I said, there's a lot of unknown there. I think Michigan has a lot of young talent that they showed in the Alabama bowl game, but how much of that do you temper with, okay, they lost 5 games and they have a lot of questions at receiver. I mean, that's the one where I'm like, man, if you're on the road, you're going to have to make some big plays in the passing game, and I don't know that they can do that. So I think Oklahoma, I will probably pick them to win that game. But I can't, if you're going to make pie in the face bets, that's going to be on you if you lose, right?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
When you start, looking out west a little bit, you see Matt Campbell got obviously the big deal at Iowa State and most likely going to be there now for, a good long while. Iowa State before he got there was bad. And since he's been there, they've been relevant, every year. They've always been competitive. Yeah, they've had some ebbs and flows. For Iowa State, I mean, was that not the smartest thing they could have done to try to lock down Matt Campbell for the long term?
I mean, Matt Campbell's part of and we did that story for Nick Sirianni last winter. That's got to be one of the most legendary Division III coaching rooms ever. When you had Larry Karras, Matt Campbell, Nick Sirianni, and Jason Candle in the same room, and Vince Karras for that matter. I think what he's done at Iowa State is phenomenal. You look at how many bowl games they've gone to with him versus how many they've gone to in school history without him. And he's a program builder, a culture builder type guy. You listen to him talk, you can't help but get pulled in. It's a huge game for them in week 0 against Kansas State. I know his name has popped up in, it's one of the few names that popped up in Ohio State and Michigan coaching searches, as short as that Ohio State coaching search was when Urban retired. But he's a really good coach. I think he deserves it. Always good to talk to, too. I mean, he's the type of guy that we always say, I'd love my son to play for him. He's one of those guys.
It seems like, Bill, yeah. So it's like he's the perfect fit for Iowa State. I think Schiano's a great fit for Rutgers. I think Brett Bielema was a great fit for a Big Ten Midwest kind of team. Isn't that kind of like that? That's how it feels to me. Like that, they're the kind of people who, in their environments, are going to have success.
Well, I'm going to push that one more. Fit matters because I was down in Morgantown on Friday and spoke with Rich Rodriguez. We'll be doing a feature on West Virginia here maybe this week, early next week. But fit matters, right? Didn't fit at Michigan, still won at Arizona, and then he wins at Jack State, and now he's back at West Virginia. West Virginia being one of those places that I think is pretty cool and unique to college football. So we'll see how he does. There was that clip of him going around screaming Friday, and I was standing right there, Tito, and I guess maybe it's a generational thing. I was watching him yell on the field, and I just didn't react at all. I was like, oh, yeah, that happens in football practices, right? You yell at players to do better. Maybe it's a generational thing. I didn't think much of it, and I think it's going to be a fun story to write.
I'm getting older, so I thought you said fit matters instead of fit matters, and I was going to use it as a new bit, but you did say fit matters, not fit matters. Big difference. Appreciate you, Bill. Thanks so much. We'll talk again next week.
Yeah, I will. Thanks so much, guys. I'll talk to you next week. Appreciate it.
You bet. That was Bill Benefit Sporting News. Love talking to him. He's got the insight. Coming up next, which are some quick hitters, Morning Juice.
Bobby Carpenter here with Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. In sports, it's always a good idea to be working on your fundamentals. Off-season, during the season, it doesn't matter. The ones who drill the fundamentals are the ones who consistently win. The same holds true when you're running a business. Chuck Moore, CEO, and Travis Sanders, president of Riverside Bank of Dublin, know banking fundamentals can make all the difference.
Thanks, Bobby. There's no substitute for doing the right thing, and often the hard thing in business. Managing the books, cash flow, and sales tracking is as important as producing the product. The business cannot succeed without good fiscal management.
Thanks, Chuck. Riverside Bank of Dublin knows that most business owners are busy people, and that's why we can assist in cash management. Let one of our commercial bankers help you do the right thing, too. These skills will help you grow your business and get a loan when the time comes. We want to help. Call us.
Tune in every day for the Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. Visit their office at 6300 France Road in Dublin or online at riverside.bank.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey, Max, you look absolutely dashing in that purple tie. Ready to harness the world?
You bet, Daisy. I'm ready as I'll ever be. And might I say, your purple tie really pops with your vest.
Thanks. I almost went with a cape, but didn't want to come across as pretentious.
Nonsense. Anyone in our line of work should rock a cape.
You might be onto something, Max.
Phew, so here we go. First day on the job. We've got this, right?
Right. Don't forget, we both graduated from Dogs Inc. with honors.
Which means I can guide my human around a busy city with ease.
And I can give my human a restful night.
I hope my human is kind and loving.
And I hope mine likes wet kisses and zoomies.
Ready to make a difference?
Born ready. Let's go.
Discover how extraordinary dogs like Daisy and Max change lives at no cost to the recipients. Visit dogsinc.org.
My son Ian was diagnosed with a brain tumor at the age of 16 months. The outlook was pretty rough. I mean, it was, we had no hope until St. Jude rescued us. I mean, they saved him. To this date, we are 12 years into this journey, and from day one, we've never once seen a bill. It gave us the peace of mind to know that we're there with our son, and we're gonna beat cancer together. Now, he is doing really, really well. He's alive because of what St. Jude has done. He's here because of the doctors who came before, their blood, their sweat, their tears, the knowledge accumulated and shared, with everyone else around the world. This is how we get rid of this, how we help kids beat cancer all over. It's the future.
Together, we will make cures possible for every child everywhere. Learn more at stjude.org.
Bobby Carpenter, husband, father, Buckeye. Jeff Thitoff, husband, father, idiot. This is Morning Juice.
That rejoin feels awfully personal. Not going to lie to you. All right, Bodie, your turn to shine.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
He's Bodie Wells. What do you got, Bodie?
We do have a lot of rejoins that seem to just attack the hosts on all the shows. That always kind of throws me off a little bit, but nevertheless. Guys, we're a little more than 2 months away from the start of the NBA season, and we'll know who we'll be watching on opening night of the 80th season in the history of the association on opening night on October 21st. That's a Tuesday night if you want to mark it in your calendar. Houston, they'll visit the NBA champion Oklahoma City Thunder, and then the Warriors will face the Lakers in L.A. We also know the 5 Christmas Day game matchups for this upcoming holiday. The Cleveland Cavaliers will be at the New York Knicks. San Antonio is at OKC. The Rockets are at the Lakers. Dallas is at Golden State, and Minnesota is at Denver. Basketball, Bob, I know you're fired up just hearing me read off.
Do they still play basketball on Christmas Day? I thought it was just football now.
They do.
As you were leading that in, I was like, wait a second. Am I going to care about any of these? Probably not. I haven't watched basketball on Christmas in probably 6 or 7 years, maybe longer. Probably, maybe even since Lincoln. And I watch football. The thing that does suck is we did always used to watch Christmas movies during that, and then now we watch a little more football. So we've got to try to find a way to balance that. You do the split screen.
That's what you've got, yes.
Multi-view.
That way you can get a little.
There's Buddy the Elf. There's Patrick Mahomes.
Exactly. the NFL's Buddy the Elf, running around. And so the split screen allows you to do whatever you need to get done with that, which helps. But Buddy, I couldn't care less about what the NBA matchups are now, and that's unfortunate, and that's kind of just where we're at now. And I think as the NFL just gobbled up Christmas Day about 3 years ago.
Yeah, the NBA needs to give up on Christmas.
Don't tell LeBron that.
I'm just like, look, have a 3-day week, a 3 days off. Do that. Just don't play any games, because we're going to watch Dallas, Washington. We're going to watch Detroit, Minnesota, and Denver, Kansas City. I know. I'm saying it's like the NFL is just going to bully everybody out that, yes, the NBA used to own Christmas. NFL said, not so fast, my friend, and pointed a Lee Corso pencil at somebody. But This used to be a big deal when this announcement would come out. It's not anymore. I don't care. I'm not going to watch NBA. I'm going to watch football. And if the football gets bad, if it's a blowout kind of game, Bob, I'm going to spend time with the family. How about that?
There we go.
So my time with the family is going to depend on how good the games are.
First one, I don't know. Maybe the next two. I don't know about that Dallas-Washington game.
It'll be a good game, Bob. It'll be a good game, Bodie. It'll be a good game.
I guess I'll be watching maybe.
Speaking of Dallas.
The Celtics, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Probably first time they haven't played on Christmas in a while. I get it. It makes sense, but it bumps me out. Yeah, speaking of America's team, CeeDee Lamb, he took a nasty hit on Saturday night in the Cowboys' 31-21 loss in the team's preseason opener against the LA Rams. Good news, Lamb appeared to be okay. He was laughing off the hit afterwards on the sideline.
Were you laughing off the hit, buddy?
The weird, maybe ironic news is he took a hit despite not playing a single down in the game. In fact, he wasn't even dressed in pads. That's because during a deep pass attempt from the Rocket, the Bazooka, Joe Milton, Lamb was on the sideline getting ready to celebrate a potential big play when he was nailed by an official who was running up the sideline. Dallas would be flagged for a 15-yard unsportsmanlike penalty since Lamb was standing in the area reserved for the referees. Head coach Brian Schottenheimer was displeased after the game, given his squad was flagged 11 times for 83 yards. Schotty said, "You can't give away penalties in this league." Tito.
Yes.
Just the Dallas Cowboys being the Dallas Cowboys.
They find a way to be newsworthy when they're not playing, but in the game also. Like, he's in the game. He's not in the game, but he's at the game. And he finds a way to get fined. He was in that white area, like the white painted area where you're not supposed to be. It was a good hit. It really was a clean hit, too. It wasn't targeting. It just happened that way. But, yes, I find it very Dallas-y that CeeDee Lamb got flagged for that, Bobby.
It's crazy town that you are not dressed and you are on the field as a player. And as soon as you said when he hit right into the ref, ran into him, like they gave him a 15-yarder. I love
okay
Shot. Shotty's not, no.
For that. I'm saying, look, preseason.
Yeah.
Preseason, yeah.
But listen, you cannot be doing that, man.
No.
Like you're there, you're basically a patron, CD. Like you're not even dressed.
Yeah.
You're in street clothes. Like you were watching the game from the sideline. Put your street clothes, exactly. Exactly. And so if you're going to be doing that, great, celebrate, be into the game, all that stuff. But Bud, you know the officials have the white, and they do not like. Those guys are sprinting, and it's for their protection. They can't see anything. Now, thankfully, CD didn't have pads on, so he didn't hurt the ref. But my goodness, man, you got to be a professional. He's been in the league too long to be doing that.
Have you ever been flagged for something on the sideline, Bob?
No.
In your whole career, never? Not high school, college, NFL, never got a flag for any kind of sideline thing? Okay.
It's probably pretty hard to do, I would imagine. Like,
because you pay attention to the ref running. You get out of their way.
You know how sometimes parents and teachers will say, like, oh, you have to try to fail?
Right.
Like, that's probably a situation where you got to try pretty hard to get flagged on the sidelines for something like that. We'll stay with the NFL here. Bills running back James Cook appeared to be ready to go ahead of their preseason game against the New York Giants on Saturday. Cook took the field in full uniform. He took part in team drills, and he even took a snap with the first-team offense during 11-on-11 drills during the warm-ups. But then when it came time for kickoff, the fourth-year running back made the decision not to play in the game. He was just hanging out on the sidelines. I think he still had some of his pads on, but maybe not all of them. As he seeks a contract extension from the team, Cook has not participated or had not participated in practice in 4 of the 6 days leading up to that game against New York before he sat things out against the Giants. Coming off of a 1,000-yard season, 16-touchdown season, that led the league last year, was tied for most rushing touchdowns in the league. Bobby, we'll see if the two sides can get things worked out ahead of the regular season when the games actually start counting.
Do you think that the Bills knew he wasn't going to play?
I have to imagine to some sort of degree
yes.
that
I would venture a guess. Yes, it wasn't like he told him he was going to go out there and then right before the game, no, I'm not playing.
Yeah.
You know, it's a preseason game, a game of no consequence. He was going through warm-ups with his teammates. It's a nice gesture that he was even out there doing that. Hopefully they can come to some sort of resolution. He's got to understand, though, that he's not Saquon Barkley and he's not Josh Allen.
Right.
And so you don't have the type of leverage that, you know, those guys have. You have a great quarterback. You had 16 touchdowns because you're part of a great offense. You know, like you've got a great line in front of you. You've got a really good quarterback around you. Whatever they're giving you is probably the best you're going to get.
Sure.
I don't know if like him, I'm going to hold out, I'm going to do this. Like
last year was rookie deal. Yeah.
He's not, there's nowhere else that's going to pay him more. So if you want to get paid now, take what they're going to give you. If you want to do something really short term, I get it. Do a 2 or 3 year deal. That's fine. But they're not going to. Maybe that's what they're offering. Maybe he wants more. But nowhere do running. The only one that ever did was Saquon Barkley. And he's the one.
Sure.
He's the only guy.
What's interesting, Bob, is that the way it gets spun based on where you read the story. Because some of the headlines and other stories, depending on where you read this, like, here, McDermott's quote on ESPN.com. We wanted to play. I wanted to play, but I don't really want to get into it any further. There's really no change at this point in time from what it was going into the weekend and the game today. So he warmed up, like I said, but at this point, due to the situation and position he's in, he was not willing to play. So that's where we're at. Again, it was a good conversation, but really no change overall. Okay, that sounds very cordial.
Oh.
Another headline I saw, another story I saw said McDermott asked him to play and he refused. That's much different. As far as this is the tone of it. I'm not saying nothing changed, I don't think. But if you as a media outlet report that your head coach said, hey, I want you to play, and you said, no, I'm not doing it, that's different than this right here. I understand why Cook's doing that. And look, Cook's looking out for his own interests, which every player should do.
Yeah.
Every player should look out for their own interests. I'm just saying, depending on how you spin it, though, when you say, oh, yeah, his head coach asked to play and he refused versus they had a conversation.
He declined.
Yes,
I don't want
that's
to play
different.
in the game. It wasn't like he said go in the game and said no.
Right.
Like that's when they say he wanted to play and he refused. That's
different.
Go out there. No, I'm good. And I don't think that's what happened.
None of us expected to play in this game based on what's happened lately, right? Like
Exactly.
I would have been shocked if he would have played.
Yes.
And like you, Bob, I think it's also a good thing and a good sign that he showed up in pads and warmed up.
I mean, no one's making a big deal about CeeDee Lamb running into refs on the sideline.
Right.
He's not dressed. He had no chance to go in the game. He's still drawing penalties.
Right. Yeah, at least he didn't get flagged.
I'm just here so I don't get flagged.
Right. That's what it is, yeah.
Gambling regulators here in Ohio, they want to prohibit sports books from offering so-called micro bets, including betting markets on first pitches in Major League Baseball amid a gambling investigation into 2 different Cleveland Guardians pitchers. At the request of Governor Mike DeWine, the OCCC, the Ohio Casino Control Commission, is reviewing the type of micro bets currently offered by the state's books on all sports before drafting a rule to remove some player-specific props from the list of approved wagers. The American Gaming Association, though, they push back against any ban on betting types, saying in a statement that prohibition doesn't stop betting, it stops oversight. Illegal operators won't honor bans, they won't partner with leagues, and they won't protect players or fans. Tito, do you think a ban on some prop betting makes sense or not so much?
Well, we've already got bans here in the state of Ohio for betting on specific college player props. They've already got that in place.
Stupid. Let them bet on everything, man.
Look, I
don't bet on, and I really don't gamble much.
Yeah.
So the fool and his money will soon be parted, Thitoff, so I have no problem. You want to do whatever?
Every day you come in here to work with me, it's a gamble, Bob.
For who?
Exactly. Anyway, a couple things have happened, yes, with the Guardians specifically, with some first pitch stuff where it's like first pitch ball or hit batsman and guys made. And a couple of guys the system's working, is what I'm saying, though, Bob. Like
if you're finding out about it,
yes,
then it's being
that's
public.
the thing. I saw somebody's, and it's not that the person went out on a limb to say it, but it's like I saw somebody say that over the last couple of days. It's like we're figuring out, when guys are doing illegal activity, like the system's working.
Put them in prison, dude. I mean, that's what it is.
Send a message. Yes, I'm with you on that.
I have no problem. Ban them from their sport and then put them in prison.
Absolutely. And so, but I'm saying, like, it's not like all of a sudden there's 100 cases out there that haven't been reported that got. So it's an overreaction. It's a PR thing. And they're trying to say, look, we take it seriously and all this stuff. I'm with them, Bob. I wouldn't ban it. I don't know. I think there's other things. You just keep being a watchdog over it. But you brought this all on yourself.
Here's the problem. Is what was said in the statement was very true. Is you can still go make those same bets on offshore accounts. So they're out there. They're not going to disappear. Mm-hmm. And he goes, now the thing is true. Like you're just going to be bringing people into this now that don't have any regulation around them and are not willing to work with you because they're offshore. So why wouldn't you want this to allow it to keep happening, monitor it heavily, and then be incredibly punitive if there's anything that happens where there's any type of malfeasance.
I also think too, one thing with it that I understand what they're trying to do and it seems like the right thing, but it also seems silly, is the fact that it's like, well, we don't want somebody betting on Julian Sayed to throw 300 passing yards and he gets to 290 and then he starts getting the death threats and what. Actually, you know what? That's a bad example. Let me say it this way. We don't want to bet on Julian Sayed to score the last touchdown or whatever, because then if he doesn't get the job done, he gets the death threats and whatnot.
Right.
But the thing is like if he doesn't play well and it costs Ohio State a game and somebody bets on Ohio State to win that game, it's still the same thing.
You're right. They're still going to be pissed off
about it.
It's
a different avenue, but it's still the exact same thing pretty much.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. That's the thing is, too. It's going to – look, I'm going to tell you right now. Idiots are going to be idiots.
Yes.
You know, it's like it's not going to change.
It's terrible. Like,
it is. It's
I
awful.
wish people weren't absolute losers online hiding behind fake names and fake, profile pictures and whatnot. But that's what people do, unfortunately. And then people do that regardless, whether or not there's money involved or not. And then as soon as you throw money involved and people really care about gambling, and a lot of times people are gambling on their favorite sports teams, which throw those two things together. And unfortunately, I hate to say it's the price of business because it's a pretty pathetic way that people can act that way sometimes, but
the more you gamble,
unfortunately.
The more you gamble, the better chance you have of getting a bad beat. Bad beats make gamblers angry. And it doesn't matter. You're right. If it's first pitch, if it's covering the point spread, if it's whatever it is, there's it's going to happen. If you bet a lot, you will have bad beats. It makes no sense to threaten the players publicly, privately, whatever. Oh, privately. No, it makes no sense. So
publicly, not privately.
Right.
Though.
It makes no sense to threaten the players, though, based on the fact that you made a decision to bet on that and you lost. Because I don't think that in your example there, Julian Sayed's out trying to lose a game or playing poorly. It's not. And we're going to keep uncovering things like this. You'll see other. And we had the Jonte Porter stuff, right, with the under on a certain events, and then he gets hurt and fakes his way out of a game, whatever, and he's in trouble for that. Beasley with the Pistons also.
Is Porter banned from the league? Am I right on that?
I don't know if he's been officially banned yet. But I know he's not playing.
And definitely suspended.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know if they've had anything come out yet.
I thought whatever consequence came out from that was pretty
And you know what? That's good.
We'll see you later.
Yeah, that's good. That's the way it should be. That's the way it should be. That means it's working. All right, coming up next, thinking of things that worked. Shedeur Sanders looked pretty good for the Browns. We're going to talk to Chris McNeil. You might say, who's Chris McNeil? You know Chris McNeil. He's at reflog_18 on Twitter. He's got 5 zillion followers. But he's going to join us next, talk about the Browns. We'll do that next. Morning Juice.
Wrinkles, gray hair, and hearing loss are common signs of getting older. But being short of breath, having tightness in your chest, coughing, and wheezing are not. If you are experiencing these symptoms, you may be one of the millions of people who are living with a condition called COPD but don't know it. Early diagnosis and treatment can add years of better breathing to your life. For more information, talk to your doctor and visit copdfoundation.org today.
Some journeys start small, with small pause and big purpose.
That's how Skittles are, you sweet girl.
Every great partnership begins with the first step.
Oh, let's go.
Guiding them through the world so one day they can guide someone through life. With shared experience, confidence grows, and the path becomes clear. It takes time, patience, and love. But the reward lasts a lifetime.
Hey, good girl, Bella.
You don't just raise a puppy. You raise a future. Become a Dogs Inc. puppy raiser. Give a dog a purpose. Give someone hope.
Learn more at dogsinc.org.
In honor of all those we've lost to cancer and those still fighting and thriving, like basketball analyst and cancer champion Dick Vitale.
I want to beat cancer. I'm going to beat it. That's no doubt in my mind. I'm going to win this battle.
Defeating cancer will take all of us. Join our team to help fund game-changing research that saves lives. At the V Foundation, V is for victory over cancer. V is for victory over the odds. V is for victory over health disparities, victory over setbacks, victory over the unknown. V is for victory over giving up.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Donate to the V Foundation to join our team and help save lives.
Cancer can take away all my physical abilities. It cannot touch my mind, it cannot touch my heart, and it cannot touch my soul.
100% of donations fund game-changing cancer research. Donate now to the V Foundation at v.org.
Yo, I'm your old basketball. Haven't seen you out on the courts in a while. Why not pass me over to Goodwill? Donating me helps Goodwill's mission to provide career training and support services right here in the community. And that's a slam dunk. Donate today. Hey, I got next.
To find your nearest Goodwill locations and to learn more about our mission, please visit goodwill.org. Goodwill, where your things start new lives.
Proud to be your go-to sports addiction.
WBNS, WBNS FM, HD3 Columbus.
The Fan 3, Ohio sports destination. Attack and dominate. You're locked into Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
Yes, it's Bobby. Yes, it's Tito. Yes, it's Bodie. You're watching on YouTube. See that handsome fellow in the middle, Chris McNeil. Reflog_18 on Twitter. Cleveland media sports legend. Chris McNeil, you have to be on cloud nine right now after watching your Browns and what Shedeur Sanders did, right?
Wow, what an intro. Thank you, Tito.
Of course.
Yeah. I mean, hope springs eternal here for the Cleveland Browns right now. After Friday night, you had Shedeur coming in with his entourage, as people were saying. Really, it was just his teammates, right? That was Tony Brown there with him, with the music, and then he balls out and leaves everybody in Cleveland right now, I think, pretty optimistic about what we might have in a 5th-round pick.
I mean, was that best case scenario for the Browns? I know some people have said, what's the best case scenario going forward? 2-15 and draft their quarterback. I go, really? If one of the guys could work out, that would be ideal, because then you have 2 picks that you wouldn't have to waste again on another quarterback. And I know he started a little slow, picked it up. I always say, Chris, that you can never. I can't tell you if a guy's going to be great off preseason, but if they struggle a lot, it's highly concerning because you're not seeing a whole lot of coverages. But it felt like it was more or less best case scenario for Shedeur and Browns fans.
Yeah, and it seemed like, and Bobby, you know this from preseason, him getting in and out of the huddle, just the little things that he was doing, he didn't struggle with. I remember back in the day when you had guys on this Browns roster like Johnny Manziel, right? I remember that very first game. He actually did a scrimmage, and it was at Akron Stadium, and I went to it. And he could not get the guys in and out of the huddle. It seemed like every single play he was making one read and then running out of bounds. You didn't see any of that with Shedeur Sanders. You saw some decisive moves back there from in the pocket. He was moving in the pocket. He was making his reads. He did run the ball, and he was effective when he ran. And then when he passed, you saw a couple of touchdowns, no interceptions. So, hey, everybody's saying, hey, he's playing against bag boys right now. He was also throwing to bag boys who might be working at Kroger next week. So that can't be lost either. So it's a little bit of optimism, and that's what we're looking for. We're looking for hope here in Cleveland. We got 6 quarterbacks right now, gentlemen, that are on our roster. So it would be great if we could find something that's right here, right now, because we've got our pick next year, and then we've also got Jacksonville's pick. So do we need to spend those on a quarterback? I think chances are we will. But boy, it would be great to know that we've got somebody right now who may be the franchise quarterback, and then maybe we draft another quarterback, have a couple going forward. But man, it'd be nice to have that bird in hand.
Chris McNeil joined us, Reflog_18 on Twitter. Make sure you check him out there. And I'm curious, it feels like the worst case scenario for the Browns this season is to be like 5-12 or 6-11. And not have the quarterback answer. If you're if you're a Browns fan, I'd much rather be 3-14 or 11-6, as opposed to in the middle there. And but you want to have a definite decision on if you have your quarterback or not, right?
Yeah, you don't want to end up in no man's land, right? You end up where the Steelers were for years and years now, where you're kind of right in the middle, so you're not drafting very high and you're not getting very far in the playoffs. For the Browns, we're not a playoff team, obviously. Right now, Vegas has got us at, 5.5 wins going into the season. So ideally, you find your quarterback, get a little bit of mojo. Maybe you end up going over that number, but you've got your quarterback, or you end up just totally bottoming out. You end up with that top pick in the NFL draft, and then you're in good shape. Once again, though, you've also got that Jacksonville pick that's looming out there. So as much of a Browns fan as I am, I also am rooting against Jacksonville all year long. I want to see them get that number 1 pick overall. So that gives you a little bit of leeway if you're a Browns fan to say, okay, I want us to win, and we can end up hitting that 6, 7, 8 wins and be okay if Jacksonville on the other side gets that number 1 pick and is able to bring that boat into dock for us.
Is there anyone else out there, any other rookies that you've been excited about?
Well, Carson Schweschinger, he looked really good. Our 2nd-round pick, that linebacker out of UCLA. When you have Jordan Hicks, our starting middle linebacker this year, go 2 days into training camp and say, you know what? That's it. I'm done. I'm retiring. You're going to have holes in that linebacking crew. On top of that, you have JOK. You won't have him again this season. Hopefully everything's progressing with him. But that leaves you with a couple of big holes. This guy was drafted to be the guy who may be wearing the green dot for us this season. So he's looked at as a rookie to take on some big leadership. He had something like 4 tackles. He was in on a total of 6. So he looks like a guy who might be pretty darn good for us, looking pretty good in that first preseason game.
He is Chris McNeil, Big Play Cleveland Show, joining us here on Morning Juice. And when you look at the Browns running back situation, obviously what's going on with Quinshon Judkins is still very much unresolved and not in camp yet. I think it's the only draft pick out of all the draft picks that have not signed yet. Are you a believer in Jerome Ford?
We didn't get to see him in that first preseason game, but I've liked what we've seen out of him here in the past couple of seasons. I'll be interested to see what Dylan Sampson can do. Obviously, Ohio State fans, we see a little bit of him in his time there at Tennessee. But Dylan Sampson is one of those guys who may be able to step up for us as a rookie and do something. We didn't see much of him at all there in the preseason game, but it'll be kind of a running back by committee. I think you're going to see Jerome Ford. You're going to see some of the young guys also mixed in this season.
I heard you guys having this conversation earlier. This week coming into the weekend on the show on the Nick Chubb conversation. Are you cheering for Nick Chubb in Houston to have a successful year?
Absolutely. I mean, he was one of the few guys on this team, Bobby, who you could root for as a fan, right? You always had Nick Chubb. You had that guy who would just go out there, lunch pail style. He would do his work. He'd be quiet in the locker room. You never heard a negative thing from him. And he just produced for this team for years. So it hurt us very much as a fan to see him move on. You know the way the NFL is. The NFL is a business. You realize that he's been hurt. He's aging. So it makes sense to all those Ivy League guys that we've got in our front office to get rid of this guy. But from a fan's perspective, boy, that hurts to see that heart and soul of that offense move on for us. So I'd like to see him do well in Texas. Being the Cleveland fan I am, I could see him just having some kind of a fantastic season. I know early results say that he's not having a great camp down there and may be washed, but who knows, Bobby? Being a Cleveland fan for as long as I am, you come to expect that once these guys move on, they're going to do something against you, or they're going to do something where people are going to go back and go, the Cleveland Browns quit on this guy. I don't know what the heck they were thinking,
Do you think Kevin Stefanski will be the next Browns coach to win a playoff game?
Oh, that's a good question. I think they're pretty committed right now to Kevin Stefanski. I think the organization right now has their sights set on moving into Brook Park and being ready to go. And that's a few years off. So right now, everything that they're doing, whether it's tanking, whether it's trying to figure out what they've got on this roster, whether to figure out what they've got in their coaching room as well, is all geared for a few years from now. So I don't think anything that happens this year is going to be a referendum on Kevin Stefanski. I think they're pretty committed to the guy. I think they're pretty committed to Andrew Berry. I think much to the chagrin of a lot of fans right now, because you look at Andrew Berry, you look at his drafts, they have not been very good at all, very underwhelming. And so it's got a lot of fans very upset right now. He's really got to start producing. And the same thing with Stefanski. So I think they're going to give him enough rope that I think that he will eventually get back to the playoffs. The question right now is going to be, with us closing the old stadium, are the Cleveland Browns ever going to host a game at their current stadium? Because they have never hosted a playoff game there in their existence, and now you've only got a few years left to do it. And I don't know if that's going to happen. 20 years since 1999, that stadium's been open, never, ever hosted a playoff game, and it doesn't look like one's on the horizon, guys.
Hosted a crew game once, though, didn't they?
They sure did. They took it from Columbus, right, here this last year.
I guess the question is how many stadiums have been opened and closed without ever hosting a playoff game, like in the country? Because it's got to be a short list, and the list might be one.
Yeah, and the distinction, the dubious distinction of being Cleveland Brown Stadium, that's just perfect for us, right?
Gosh.
I mean, we had an 0-16 parade, which I know very well, right? I hosted that thing up there. You know, for that thing to close without actually seeing a playoff game, that would just be amazing and just somehow poetic, guys. It's unfortunate as a Browns fan. It's not something you root for, but these things just happen.
Are you excited about the move?
I wouldn't say excited about the move. I'm a season ticket holder, so I'm not real excited about the pricing, to be honest with you. I know that the ticket prices are going to go up. You're going to be bringing back PSLs. And then parking prices, gentlemen, are going to go through the roof. I really anticipate that because you're giving control of the ownership group of all of that parking. And so those prices are going to go up. Bobby's very familiar with Jerry World down there in Dallas. And I think they're trying to create that in Brook Park, Ohio, of all places, right there by the airport. So I am not a huge fan of my ticket prices going up and to be paying more out of pocket to go to this stadium. But, you know, we'll be able to host Taylor Swift. Maybe we'll have some pretty cool concerts up there. That's going to be fun. But for the average ticket holder, I don't know that you got to be that excited about your prices going up.
All right. It is Labor Day, and we look at the Browns roster. What are the quarterback names that appear?
Well, I think you definitely got Dylan Gabriel. I think you still have Shedeur for sure, especially based upon what he's done in camp and now what he's done in that preseason game. I think that they're pretty invested in Kenny Pickett, and I also think they're pretty invested right now in Joe Flacco. So I think they carry all four of those guys, unless they can swing a deal for either Flacco or for Kenny Pickett, which may or may not happen. We'll see. It's kind of interesting, the order, the way that these guys have come onto the roster, because it's a little different. I think the fans perceive that, you know, Shedeur's number one out of the rookies and Joe Flacco's number one out of the veterans. Whereas the organization, obviously Dylan Gabriel was picked ahead of Shedeur Sanders, so they think highly of him. And then Kenny Pickett was picked and brought in here before Joe Flacco was. So the organization clearly is high on those two guys, where I think the fans are higher on the other two.
We'll get you out of here on this one, Chris. Your Guardians. Half game out of the wild card spot now. They've been on fire lately.
Yes.
Are you going to purchase postseason tickets in advance? Do you think the Guards make the charge and get there?
Hope springs eternal, right? What did we do at the trade deadline? We lost two of our pitchers due to gambling and didn't do anything else, right? And then we went on this run. You know, unfortunately, we lose to the White Sox yesterday. We've got the Marlins coming up. We've got Atlanta coming up. Guys, we've had the best bullpen in baseball now for a little while. That was really our ticket to success last year, and we didn't have that for this season. All of a sudden, they've been catching fire. We've got the young guys like C.J. Kafis, who's coming up, starting to hit a little bit. Kyle Manzardo starting to hit. Jose's been in a little bit of a slump that no one's noticed. So if he starts hitting a little bit, who knows? It may be a chance for us to get that wild card or even catch the Tigers. The Tigers have been flaming here lately. So who knows? Hope springs eternal, and I'm hoping that our guards can kind of pull out a magical run here in the second half, and I think it's quite honestly pretty possible.
Just so the Morning Juice listeners know, Chris appeared on the Shark video, and also he's the one who got Bernie Kosar, which moves Shark very much. So I appreciate all your help with that, Chris. Thank you so much. Reflog_18. Chris McNeil joins us, Big Play Sports Cleveland show. Thanks for the time, Chris. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Tito. Thanks, Bobby. See you guys.
All right, we'll talk to him again soon. We'll bring him on if the Browns start like 0-7. Because he's fun when the Browns really stink.
That's good.
But I'm telling you, all the loyal sports fans, Shark might be the most loyal Cleveland fan I know. McNeil, though, is up there as well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, anybody that's been around and leans in that much, especially when you talk about it, it's so brutal.
He did a great job with the when the winless parade. And I remember Le Batard donated like $25,000. It was all for like the it was for the Cleveland Food Bank when he did all of that with the parade they were doing after the Browns winless season. But so we'll talk to Chris again here soon. He's always great to have on. He's got such a huge social media following. So thank you to Chris McNeil for that.
It's great. I'm curious that quarterback situation though. With Shedeur playing so well now, the hype machine's going to be all behind him, and I'm excited. Like I said, I think that there's something there with him. I thought there was a lot of upside with him in the draft. I didn't love any of those quarterbacks this year that came out, but they did maybe find something. I'm just curious to see. Carrying 4 is a lot.
It is.
It's a lot, and because it's a position where you're going to need somebody else. People act like it's not a big deal. I'm like, it is until you start having injuries, and if there's guys you want to try to. If you have a full healthy roster, not terrible. You get one guy hurt at a position that you're already thin, then you've got to start making some decisions about, well, how are we going to keep these guys healthy? Who's going to play special teams? What they start impacting maybe the packages you can run. So it'll be very, very interesting to see if they roll through with all 4 of those guys. Maybe even a Hundley. Maybe keep him on board. Why not? Just keep him on board. Get the whole band back together and let them roll through. So that would be some pretty exciting stuff. Do you need a bank that truly values local business in this town and opportunity to work alongside them as partners? Whether you're a small business or a large operation, Riverside Bank of Dublin has the right tools for the job. Riverside Bank of Dublin has the experience of working right here in Central Ohio. They understand the business climate in our area and will help you reach your goals. Whether you need an SBA loan to get your business off the ground, a line of credit to keep your business running smoothly, or equipment financing to get your business up to scale, Riverside Bank will tailor a solution that fits your needs. Visit them at riverside.bank or stop in and get to know them in person at 6300 France Road, Riverside Bank of Dublin, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Coming up next, Ohio State adds a coach. We'll discuss that. Morning Juice.
Delaware County Veterans Services, here for those who served. Located on the ground floor of the historic courthouse in downtown Delaware, our team of Veteran County Veteran Service officers is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Need a ride to a VA appointment? Facing a financial emergency? Are you or your spouse simply looking for answers? Then give Delaware County Veterans Services a call. 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment. Delaware County Veterans Services.
I'm Shanola Hampton. Every day, millions of people face hunger. Today, I will share with you some of their experiences. I'm stuck between paying for medications or paying for food. John from Maine. After paying my bills, I can buy groceries. It's sad to say, food comes last. Alice from Oregon. I thought pantries were for less fortunate people. But anybody could be less fortunate in a day or even a second. Claire from Virginia. The Feeding America network of food banks helps provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. No one should have to worry where their next meal will come from. Together, we can end hunger. Learn more at feedingamerica.org.
Around the world, Children International and friends like you are giving children in poverty a chance to grow and thrive, to be healthy, to succeed in school, and achieve great things. How do we do it? In the best way possible, by helping ensure access to healthcare, nutrition, and educational opportunities. And most importantly, by empowering youths and their families to get out of poverty and into employment through life skills, computer, and job training. The very tools they need to break the cycle of poverty and build futures full of promise. Because every child deserves a chance to realize their full and best potential. Learn more about how Children International is empowering children and families by going to children.org today. That's children.org.
My name is DeMar Hamlin. I play for the Buffalo Bills, and I play safety. CPR saved my life. I've teamed up with the American Heart Association as a national ambassador to help create a nation of lifesavers, turning bystanders into lifesavers through CPR education and access to AEDs. Nearly 3 out of 4 cardiac arrests that don't happen in hospitals happen in homes. Join me to ensure everyone has the chance to live longer, healthier lives. Visit heart.org/nation.
We built a brand new studio just for Bobby, and Tito has already ruined it just by being here. I'm pregnant. This is Morning Juice.
All right, Morning Juice. Thank you, Chris McNeil, for joining us. Appreciate that. Again, reflog_18. Check him out. If you probably already follow him anyway, but if you haven't, go ahead and follow him as well on Twitter. Bobby, I saw this news, and you could tell me if I'm wrong for being surprised that Ohio State adds a coach to the football team this late in the game. It seems like a weird time to do it. I'm not saying it's not a good hire, but am I wrong in thinking it's kind of odd to hire a coach this late?
What are you talking about?
They hired Josh Boyer.
Yep.
And
why don't you explain to the folks a little bit of the backstory?
I got you. I was just going to say first in general, like adding a coach anyway, no matter what. But
coaches at any point in time.
Matt Patricia said there was nobody better upstairs than Boyer. Boyer worked for the Patriots for a long time, got a few Super Bowl rings with them. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Do you know Boyer? Do you know?
Yeah, he was there when I was up there.
All right. So
played at Muskingum.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay,
He's
so
an Ohio
guy. Patricia's excited about having him on there. Now, a couple things in this. First of all, so yeah, I was surprised that he added him. Then also one of the things he said when Patricia said there was nobody better upstairs. Does that mean Patricia's going to be on the sideline now?
I don't think that indicates that will be the case. Maybe. I'm not sure. I haven't talked to him about that, and I don't know if that's something that's really been thoroughly discussed of where the coaches will be. I know it's something that they kind of work through. Bodie will like this. Josh Boyer, Heath, Ohio.
Nice.
Yeah.
East side.
Yeah, he
740.
I don't know if he went to Heath High School.
There's a rap song out with the 740 in the title.
Why would you go to Heath when you can go to Lakewood?
Yeah, then maybe he did. I'll have to ask him. I've had these conversations with him before. But yeah, he played at Muskingum, so he's an Ohio guy. He was over here during the spring. He's been here during camp. Does a great job. Does that mean Patricia will be on the sideline? Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if he was upstairs or downstairs when I was in New England. Like it sometimes it comes down to the blend of coaches that you have and what you want to do. Was Laurinaitis? He was on the sideline last year. I think most coaches want to be on the sideline. And this is what one of the big benefits is now, these expanded rosters or expanded coaching staffs where there's no limits, is you can have your coaches, all of your guys on the sideline, and then you can just hire, other assistants. Call them sub-assistants, assistants within the position group. They can be upstairs. Or whoever wants to be wherever, they can blend that in now because you'll have plenty of eyeballs upstairs to be able to see things, and then you'll be able to have the guys that you need to be able to communicate on the sideline as well.
Because I wonder about that when a coach decides. I'm sure some coaches some coordinators like to be hands-on with the players.
Some.
Like right down there with them and able to almost, I don't want to say motivate them, but communicate face-to-face with them in certain situations. Whereas some like to be more of a tactician upstairs and watching things from there.
It's two very different environments.
Yeah.
And, Chip was upstairs last year. Jim Knowles was upstairs. A lot of times you have coordinators or guys who are calling the plays will be up top. Like that's something else that with Heartline, how's that going to work? Is that something that he wants to do? Because you can just see so much more from that elevated view. Now, if you have somebody that you inherently trust a lot, who you could have upstairs that you know they're going to always be giving you great feedback, then you feel pretty good about that situation. And then you don't necessarily need to be up there because the information you're getting you feel like is really good. So that's a big deal. It depends on personality, though. Like Jim Knowles was a guy that liked to be in an isolated environment. When you're upstairs, it's a stale environment. You get some of the feel of the game, but on the sideline, there's a lot of emotion going on. There's a lot of different things that are happening. You have player injuries. You have guys coming off. They're telling you this. They're telling you that. You can feel the crowd. You can see the offense is going on. Defense is going on. Like, things are just happening all around you. It's a lot more chaotic. Whereas upstairs, you're pulled away from all of it. You can still kind of hear some of the noise, but they have the windows shut up there, and it's more like playing a video game to a certain extent.
Right.
And some coaches just prefer that. And you almost kind of want your play caller, or at least somebody who's going to have heavy input into that, to be detached from what's going on. It just because it gives you maybe a clearer thought and understanding of what is happening, and you're not caught up with as much of the emotion as you can be on the sideline.
We're 19 days from Texas. So that's what I'm asking about. Does the timing of it surprise you at all?
No, because it's not like Boyer was somewhere else. I mean,
right.
he was with Miami last year. He was their coordinator. He'd been up here multiple times. His relationship with Matt Patricia. Also the fact that he's an Ohio guy, which I think doesn't necessarily hurt the situation at all. That's a big bonus. And so he understands Ohio State. This is probably something that, he's been in the NFL, but hey, this is probably a little bit of a dream for him to be part of Ohio State. And Boyer, he probably talked to, Ryan, hey, this is what I want to do. Is this something we can do financially? We have no restrictions now on coaches we can bring in, so why not? And he's, what's he getting paid? And he probably has offset language and stuff from Miami. I'm sure I bet he's still getting paid from them. So
right.
There's not really a downside into bringing him in.
I saw an article on ESPN.com about Eddie George, and the premise of it was, if you're successful in college and successful in the NFL as a player, will that translate over to coaching success? And obviously Deion Sanders is the poster child for that, as far as somebody who came out and not that George, Eddie had success at Tennessee State before going to Bowling Green. Whereas Deion kind of just burst right onto the scene as far as coaching goes, without a lot of coaching experience. Eddie's taken steps and whatnot to get there. Do you think that the impact Deion's had on Colorado and college football will lend itself to more schools considering an inexperienced coach to take over their programs? Trent Dilfer certainly is not doing well where he's at.
Dilfer's struggling. Vic just took over Norfolk State, I want to say.
That sounds right.
Yeah, I think you're right about that.
I think I'm correct in saying that. You have guys like Vrabes who had some experience, not a ton. He was at Ohio State for a couple of years, then Houston, and then next thing you know, he's the head coach at Tennessee. Had a lot of success there. Took them to their number one seed in the AFC, for heaven's sake. So he's done some really good things. I think the proliferation of former players that have become head coaches and gotten there maybe a little quicker is something that people are going to start taking a look at. Because being a head coach, it's not necessarily the X's and O's. You can hire people to do that.
Right.
It's running a program, getting people to believe in it, building a team together, understanding what type of team you want to be, what your identity is going to be, getting guys to invest and play in it. That is one of the things that's much harder. And then you can identify coaches and everything else as well that you're going to have on your staff. But I think the success of Dan Campbell, the success of Mike Vrabel, Deion's early success at Colorado. Now, we'll see what happens this year.
Sure.
With that. But, Eddie, depending on how he does here, and he's obviously, like you said, he was at Tennessee State and has worked his way up and done a good job. But just in general, with some of these coaches who are former players, oh my gosh, I lost his name in Houston. Their head coach,
DeMeco
Ryans. Yep. DeMeco's my age. He played Alabama, played for Philly for a long time. Played in Houston before going to Philly. And they had a really good year. Like the success of that, I think people are beginning to look into it and saying, do you need to be an assistant coach for 15 years before you're a head coach? Like, if you've been around it, you know what it should look like. And maybe you know what connects with players better than anyone else, given that you were one at that level. Then maybe we need to just expedite that process a little bit.
The way the position's evolved. Just look at your Ryan Day situation. The job Ryan Day took over is a hell of a lot different than the job he does now.
It's not the same.
Right. It's not the same thing at all. So the position's evolved, which lends itself, I think, to more...
Bob Seger was struggling with that.
Dynamic personalities and more outgoing individuals. For years, a lot of the more successful coaches were ones that were not great players. You know what I mean? Like, they weren't like, Bart Starr struggled in Green Bay. Bart Starr was one of the best quarterbacks of his generation, struggled in Green Bay as a head coach. For years, baseball
Michael Jordan, great coach.
Jordan, okay. Magic struggled. We talked about Bird last week. Bird had success, but a lot of the times, though, if you're an elite player, you had a hard time. That's why, guys like Tommy Lasorda, Sparky Anderson, successful baseball managers were always guys who either never made it to the majors or never made a mark in the majors.
Babe Ruth had a great managing career.
Babe Ruth also wanted to manage the Yankees. Yankees wouldn't hire him as a manager. He wanted to be a player manager for the Yankees. They wouldn't do it. But it's evolved so much and changed to where the CEO role now.
Rose.
Pete Rose is a good manager.
Bill Russell?
Bill Russell had some success with...
What about when he was a player coach?
Player coach, right. Yeah, they won a championship, right? They won one or two.
Two, I think.
They won two with him. Okay. Another name that popped up, Bobby. I don't know if you saw this or not, but there is a former coach,
Mark Jackson,
who wants to get back.
Look at he set the table for Steve Kerr.
He did.
Steve Kerr.
Would you call Steve Kerr an elite player?
No.
Elite shooter.
Elite shooter, not elite player.
Patrick Ewing at Georgetown.
Did you hear?
They went winless one time in the conference, and then I think they won the conference tournament that same year.
And Drexler bombed in Houston. Clyde Drexler was awful in Houston.
I forgot he coached.
Yeah, Drexler coached Houston for a few years. Did you see what John Gruden said? John Gruden was talking at a team meeting.
Coach in the SEC.
Yes, at Georgia team meeting, and I got to paraphrase a lot of this because I want to make sure I get the right context of it. The only reason I really came here.
Actually, real quick, can you give us a Gruden impression as you read
No, I'm not going to do it. No, okay. I can't do it. Bobby, you do a Gruden impression?
Just give me a minute.
Okay. The only reason I really came here is I want to coach again. I'm being honest with you. I do not, blanking is what it was, care either. I want to coach again. I die to coach in the SEC. I would love it.
I die to coach in the SEC. This place here, Georgia with Kirby Smart, I'd die to coach right here, right now. Let's go. Knock if you're with me. Knock if you're with me.
Not bad.
That's pretty good, actually. He said that I would, expletive, love it.
Freaking love it.
Now,
you love this. You love this. Thitoff. You love it.
I think the best thing is really the Frank Caliendo imitating Gruden at that Raiders meeting when he talked about Mike Glennon's long neck. You want a quarterback with a long neck is what he said.
Yeah, he put his neck out there.
Yeah, put his neck out there.
Mike Glennon's my guy.
Do you think that Gruden will be a head coach in the SEC someday?
What's amazing is when I saw that, like Tennessee. So Gruden, I think, was at Tennessee for like a year or two.
Okay,
as an assistant. And so since Philip Fulmer left, like they've been just wandering in the wilderness, trying to get back to the promised land. Now Josh Heupel's done a really good job since he's been there. They've spun through coaches, and every time the coaching, the job would open, or they're thinking about firing a coach. And I would talk to Witt about this a lot. He goes, every time they would bring up John Gruden, and Witten would always say, he's like, John Gruden is not leaving the NFL to come coach at Tennessee.
Right.
Like, it's ridiculous. It's preposterous. And then he gets to the Monday night booth, and like they're like, hey, do this. I'm like, and Witten's like, he's not going to take this job. He don't want to coach at Tennessee. I think he would coach at Tennessee now.
I think he would too.
Because he realized the NFL is probably long gone. Gruden's in his 60s. He looks great.
Yeah.
Got tons of energy. Now he's just opening those boxes for Barstool, the swag boxes.
I saw that. He got a nice Notre Dame one the other day. He was all fired up.
Did one for Miami, Ohio. I think he's had Ohio State one too.
Great old coaches.
Yeah. He's great with that. I think he would be a successful head coach in the SEC. Yeah, I think he would. And the other thing is now, college football is more like the NFL than ever before.
It is, absolutely is. Yes, it's not a big difference anymore.
You gotta freaking love it.
Yes, you do.
Love it, man.
And by the way, speaking of Frank Caliendo, he's got to be dying for this. Could you imagine what a resurgence he would have all of a sudden that Gruden's back in the spotlight as a head coach?
Spider CY banana.
Yes. Jimbo Fisher
Yes.
Got a $76 million buyout, obviously, famously from Texas A&M.
Speaking of a guy who loved coaching in the SEC.
He wants to return to coaching at the college level. I'm 59, in great shape.
Just take a job with the ACC network?
He might have. I'm 59, in great shape and healthy. I've had success everywhere we've ever been. The end of Texas A&M, it's unfortunate, but we also had the highest ranked team they ever had here in 2020. Well, our quarterbacks got hurt. We played with first team, third team. It was hard to get play calling and guys around. Didn't pan out like we needed to, but I still love it. Jimbo Fisher, would you consider him, Bob? If I asked you, successful head coach or not a successful head coach, which bucket do you put him in?
He won a national championship.
He did?
I would say that defines you as successful.
Okay.
It wasn't like he was an abject failure at A&M. Like, they were not atrocious. There was a year where, the one year.
It was the COVID year.
The COVID year, they won like 10, they won like 9, whatever. They lost 2 games, I think.
Yeah, sounds about right.
And we're pretty close, to getting in the mix. I would say he's a successful coach. I mean, is he Nick Saban? No.
Right.
But he won a national championship, and he had them in the semifinal the next year as well.
Sky-high expectations at A&M, and for all the money they have.
Tell me who has won at A&M.
Oh, not many people have. No, I know.
Bryant.
No, yeah, not many people have, Bob. I'm not saying that. But that doesn't mean that he wouldn't have high expectations going there.
Yeah.
And even now, more so now, there's higher expectations because of the money they can throw around over there at A&M. Before it's under
Just
the
because
table.
you throw around a lot of money, though, that doesn't mean that you have alignment within how your university of how things should be run.
Absolutely fair.
I
Absolutely
think
fair.
that's been part of the issue there.
Sure, but you've got the resources there to be successful at Texas A&M. That's fair, right? You've got the resources to be successful at A&M.
Yeah.
So
you have players and you have money.
Yeah.
Like, you have indigenous talent in Texas, and you have money and people that care a lot about it, that have money that are willing to spend on you. Yes.
Fisher, according to what you said, Bobby, on the ACC huddle this year is where he'll be appearing. One other coaching note I want to get to. Mike Tomlin on CBS was talking to CBS. He was on the Point podcast, is what he said. He was asked about when did he know Aaron Rodgers would be there. And he made it sound like early on he knew. He said he would join his team. He was very confident very early on that Rodgers would be there. And one of the things Rodgers said, Mike T is the man. This is on the Pat McAfee show. Any hate, disrespect in the Ilk is complete and utter bull. That. Mike T is the man. From day one that we talked on the phone in the offseason, I was never talking to a head coach. I was talking to a friend. I respected the hell out of that. The way he leads the room, the way he talks in the team meeting, the way he's in practice, the surprise has been just what a great dude he is, what a great leader he is on top of what I already expected, which is already high based on what I thought from afar. Being able to see it in person is incredible. I'm calling it now. Rodgers 2 years in Pittsburgh, Bob.
If they're good, it wouldn't surprise me if he comes back.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he's going to come back if he struggles and they're not very good, but I think this team can win 10 games. I think they can make the playoffs. Can they win a playoff game? Possibly. That'd be big. You win one, okay. I think that would be enough to entice him if he's playing at a high level still.
I believe, Bob, that if Aaron Rodgers plays 2 years, that's great for Will Howard.
Yeah.
You know, like if he goes after 1 year and say they have a bad year, if they go 7-10, they have a bad year, they might be on the lookout for another quarterback than if Rodgers retires. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would rather have him.
Will would be ready to go after 1 year.
And after missing preseason this year, too, is also a detriment.
So that obviously is going to hurt him. But yeah, I think 2 years would help bode well for Will, because you're probably not drafting another guy then, as long as he shows some degree of competence this year.
Yeah, I would hope not also. And I know, like, what I like about it, selfishly for the Ohio State fan, and a huge fan of Will Howard, what I like about the scenario of Aaron Rodgers staying here 2 years is that you also know there's an expiration date on that milk. Whereas if you bring in a veteran, bring in a new veteran.
You have 4 thumbs down, the milk's gone bad.
You're not sure. You're not sure, though, Bob, if the expiration date is the same. You know what I mean? If they bring in somebody else and they have a Sam Darnold type year, after, let's say Aaron Rodgers, let's say they flame out this year, they go 7-10, Rodgers retires, and they bring in another veteran because Will Howard's not ready, there's always a chance that veteran has a big year and it keeps Will Howard on the back burner.
Yeah.
So I think, like, for Will Howard's success,
the thing is, they're going to have to get rid of, like, the bridges. That's what they've been doing, though, for the last
You're right.
Since Ben left, I mean, they've really just been.
It's been constant bridges.
Bridges to Terabithia. Just keep building a new bridge every year.
Did you see that movie?
I read the book.
I read the book too. See, there you go, Bob. I read that book.
Well, I read it in school in like fifth or sixth grade.
I think the bee sting got him. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
That's what it was. That's the first time I knew that bees, like people were allergic to bees.
That's when you found out people were allergic to bees?
Yes.
In a book?
Yes. I didn't know you could die from a bee sting. I knew people were allergic to bees, Bob. I was fourth grade. It's like 1979.
1970-something.
Yes. Do you remember any
Good
birthdays
job,
of weird people? Like random people? Do you remember any birthdays? Like, do you have any birthdays in your data bank of somebody you haven't talked to in years, but you still know that's their birthday?
I remember all my friends' birthdays growing up. We actually have a group text, and one of my buddies' birthdays is yours the 10th?
9th.
9th. Yeah, his birthday was the 10th yesterday, so we were all texting each other about it.
There's somebody I haven't talked to in decades, but he's my best friend in third grade, and I know August 11th is his birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Marty Thomas.
Do you remember
Bill's
his parents'
fan.
phone number?
614-457-4648.
There you go.
That's impressive.
Oh, Coach, I could pull out all my friends' phone numbers growing up. You had to call them. You used to have to remember.
No, I know. I could tell you my parents' phone numbers and my sister. That's literally it.
Okay, I said that.
And the hotline, 614-8. I'm actually not going to say it out loud because I always get the hotline and the warm line confused. And I'm not going to give out our warm line, but it's one of the two.
After I said that so confidently, Bobby, I don't think that's the right phone number.
It's okay.
Because my dad's phone number ends with 4648 also. I got him confused. I think I transposed some things in that one. I think I screwed that one up. But happy birthday, Marty Thomas, the only Bills fan, the first Bills fan I ever met. Anyway, coming up next, we'll close things out. We'll tell you what's got us juiced. Morning Juice.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter, and Columbus football is back. And what better way to kick off the season than driving home in a tough, reliable 2024 Toyota Tacoma from Germain Toyota of Columbus. Right now, get 0% APR for up to 72 months with 20% down, or lease it for $239 a month for 36 months for 10,000 miles per year with $29.99 due at signing. Head to Germain Toyota of Columbus today on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road. Your home for great deals all season long.
When it comes to protecting your business, whether it's your staff, property, or assets, don't make a crucial mistake by contracting companies that provide subpar and unprofessional service. What you need is a security partner known for their unwavering professionalism and unnatural reliability. You need Event Risk. Event Risk is a U.S.-based, veteran-owned company that not only specializes in on-site guarding, but also offers armed security associates and executive protection agents. Event Risk, elite protection for your peace of mind.
Hello, my name is Eric Rose, CEO and founder of Event Risk Security Services. We are a U.S.-based, veteran-owned company providing protection services and consulting to Fortune 500 corporations, movie studios, celebrities, and high-net-worth individuals. If you're tired of fluff margins with low compensation for poor quality security officers and the endless revolving door of vendor staffing, then give us a try. For virtually the same cost, we can then address what keeps you up at night.
Visit eventriskinc.com.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. When was the last time you hopped out of bed without that knee or back screaming at you? Or walked down a flight of stairs without groaning step by step? Hey, that was me. And I had to deal with that for all the years of playing football. But I went and saw my friends over at QC Kinetics, and it disappeared. I didn't have to tough it out anymore. Call over QC Kinetics with Dr. Wolkoff and get your free consultation. It's regenerative medicine, folks. There are thousands of patients who will tell you that they wish they would have done it sooner, just like I did. I'm glad I did, and my experience was tremendous. You go in, you have a consult, they lay out the plan, they talk about it. It's no pills, it's no scalpels. It's just your own body's biologics treating you and helping heal you. So find out if you're a good candidate. Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. They have offices all around Central Ohio, so be sure to go and check them out.
Diane from Michigan, a disabled senior citizen trying to get by. Henry from Florida, a veteran fighting to make ends meet. Elena from Arizona, a mother struggling to feed her daughter. Hi, I'm Connie Britton, and I support Feeding America because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year, like Diane, Henry, and Elena. Learn more at feedingamerica.org. Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
If you're looking for the inside scoop on the Buckeyes, you've come to the right place. This is Morning Juice.
All right, Morning Juice, final segment of the program. This Monday flew by Bobby. Is that a good sign for you? Or did it not fly by for you?
It was pretty quick. Most of the shows are pretty quick, though, Thitoff.
I feel like if the show goes by like really fast, like this, I feel like we had a good product.
I'd say that's accurate.
Covered a lot of topics. Now let's.
We haven't.
What?
Broken down the Taco Bell.
The
Taco Bell breakfast
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Billiards Plus. Find your next grill and everything you need for the master griller. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
That's Costanza driving the trophy across the parking lot. What do you got, Bob? It's a Monday. You're up.
I'm just disappointed that we haven't gotten anybody to drive through and we could record that and think how awesome that would be. Have them on, talk about it.
Labor Day Monday.
Watch you eat that crunch
Get that on
wrap.
the schedule. Coming up next.
Yeah, no.
Not Ohio State, Texas. But.
Which donut is the best? I'll be good.
I got a little ticked off. I bought donuts the other day. Okay.
From?
I'm not going to say where it's from.
Okay.
Because I don't think they sponsor me.
Fair enough.
Anyway, we're at the
You
friend's
don't
house.
think?
I know they don't sponsor me. I got the donuts, and there was one specific donut I wanted out of the dozen.
Someone ate it?
Yes, someone else ate it.
That drives me nuts. My kids always do that.
All right.
What's got me juiced? Good weekend. My one buddy had a birthday this weekend from home, so we've got a bunch of us that have like birthdays through the month of like July, late July to August. So it's always fun to kind of see those chats going around. So happy birthday, my dude Brad. Excited for him. With that, had a fun weekend as well. We had a little party over at Side on Saturday night. Good time.
Busy.
Really enjoyed that. And we're getting closer to football. We have football games for our Little League next week. So does the high school. We start the same week as the high school does. There was some scrimmages and things this week. Buckeyes had a big scrimmage on Saturday. Very entertaining.
You were out there for that?
Yeah, I've been at everyone.
Okay. I'm glad. I should have brought that up earlier. You're right. I apologize. It was a good good scrimmage, though.
Yeah, I mean, there's some good, some bad. I mean, it's like this is what it is. Like when you're playing yourself, like if you make a great play, then inherently the other side of the ball
looks bad.
Yes. And Ryan made the point. He's like, well, were we good on defense because offensively we weren't good, or were we actually just good on defense? He's like, well, that's what you got to figure out. Quarterbacks, like as mixed bag as it's been. I think Ryan's trying to figure that whole thing out.
Yeah, starting quarterback yet?
No, I don't think they do. And I'm not sure. I think Ryan said he wanted to make a decision by the end of this week or like early.
Really?
I think
Ryan. I thought I saw he said that.
I thought he said that. I think he said that. Where probably by this time next week he would like to know. Like going into the weekend,
have 2 full weeks, right?
Yeah, that way you could. Yeah, you got game
Texas
week
game.
and then another week kind of beforehand to prep it. So I think he wants to have an idea at that point in time of what it's going to be. And I don't know. He's learned more. I don't know if it's helped delineate anything.
Do you think there's any chance they play both of them?
I'll never say never on that. I think it's small, but I think there could be a chance of that. Yes. I've
got PTSD from that, Bob.
Okay, it's been 30 years, so just chill out.
No, it hasn't been 30 years. Also with Cardale and JT.
I guess, okay. If you want to reference that one.
Yeah,
They're 12-1.
I understand that.
Good news, they got left out of the playoff that year, but
I don't think
you go 11-1 this year.
Cardale ever lost a game as a starter, did he? I think he's the guy with the most wins without a loss as
Probably
a starting
not.
quarterback. He
I mean,
went
their only
11-0
loss
as a
that
starter.
year was Michigan State.
Right.
JT started that one.
Yeah.
Right?
I think
there
he
you
went
go.
11-0 as a starter.
There you go. Well, I mean, that's you learn something new every day, Thitoff.
Mm-hmm.
So, juiced up about that. The fact that we're getting, like I said, we had Splash Day. We do little boat races over there, too, at Scioto, and they made out of cardboard. And I've had the same boat now for 2 years. I've built like 8 of these things, or maybe 10. And it's good to see the boys get out there and do that. It's always a lot of fun. But a nice weekend. Great weather. School starts this week.
Yes.
Jeff's excited, obviously, about that. Bodie's pumped, too.
Sure.
Why not?
Juice boxes on Wednesday for all of us.
Yeah, the school starting, that's something, man. It's always tough because the kids are always gremlins for the first couple days that they go because they're tired. They're getting in the routine. Got to settle back in, but had a good time going through all of that. Fun weekend, to say the least. And I got a chance to see my guy Schlegs. We went over to the scrimmage together. So that was fun watching and then talking about it with him on our YouTube show together. So hit that up. And with that, Bodes, what's he got to say?
You want to get that caffeine just directly into your bloodstream, there's no better way than just to chug that coffee. We just like to give everybody some side nuggets of how to make their life, a little bit better.
Straight into the bloodstream. Love it, Schlegs. What has me juiced today, guys? I'm actually going to start with this morning. So 9 times out of 10, the toughest part about 10 times out of 10, the hardest part about this shift is getting up in the morning.
Yeah,
obviously.
just getting out of
3 a.m.
bed.
alarm is tough. Everything else about it really isn't that bad. Cutting up sound isn't fun, but honestly, I love doing the show with you guys, so all the rest of that is worth it. The toughest part about the alarm, though, is more often than not, when it goes off, you're still in such a deep sleep that, getting up is just so hard. But I will say today, I don't know, for whatever reason, I guess I happened to just be rolling over right as my alarm went off, so I was already, semi-awake. So that was a great day to start the week, great day to start the Monday there. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I absolutely love summertime. It's my favorite time of the year, but watching some preseason football over the weekend, didn't watch much, but I watched a little bit of it, in particular on Friday night. Starting to get the itch. I'm starting to get the itch for football season. Once it starts getting creeping closer, once I start waking up with the cold sweats and the headaches, thinking about whether or not Notre Dame's going to win that upcoming weekend, that's when I realize is my body. It's like a clock, man. It can feel it coming. I don't know if that part has me juiced, but getting juiced as we inch our way closer to the college football season in particular. I like the NFL as well, and always. I don't know. I wouldn't say I enjoy watching the Cowboys, but I watch them on Sundays. But college football for me is what always gets me super juiced. So, Tito, what has you juiced today?
That first weekend of college football. I'm talking about next week. Next weekend,
week
I'm sorry, week 0 thing. Look,
I'll watch.
And
it'll
that.
Be fun.
Yes, Iowa State, Kansas State. I'll watch that game. I'll watch that one for sure. But then when you look at that, what we got going on after that. Got Nebraska against Cincinnati on the 28th. I'll watch that one because I want to see Dylan Raiola. I want to see. You also got Miami of Ohio taking on Wisconsin, and then on Friday night you got Georgia Tech, Colorado. That's always Auburn, Baylor. You got some ones in there, but then we get to Saturday, Sunday, and Monday is going to be nuts with how much they got going on there. I cannot wait for all of that. And buddy, like the deck of what you said there. Yeah, if I wake up within 5 minutes before my alarm goes off, I think I'm already ahead. I think I've already won.
So good.
I think I've already won in that case. My wife, before I got up for morning juice every day, when I used to actually sleep like a normal person, it always angered me because she was a snooze button hitter.
Oh,
okay.
Then you would not want to be married to Schlegs.
I'm just telling you, well, for a couple reasons, but that's one of them. But because... And I don't have to witness it anymore because I'm always up before her. But when she would be like, I'm getting up early, I'm going to work out and whatever, and I'm going to get the kids, all these things. But then I'm telling you, Bob, in those days, pre-MJ for me, she would hit that snooze button every 5 minutes.
ZJ.
Every 5 minutes, Bob, like 5 times. And it would always wake me up out of my sleep.
Schlegs, I'll have to get a screenshot of his alarm situation when he has to wake up early when he was coaching and stuff.
Yeah.
He would have alarms every 2 to 3 minutes for an hour. I'm not kidding you.
Is he just that heavy of a sleeper?
I don't know.
He just
keeps turning him off. He just is undisciplined and can't get his butt out of bed.
Because I'm somebody that once I hear the alarm, even if I hit snooze, I can't fall back asleep. My brain just kind of is you've got to get up and get going.
I can't on the weekends. During the week, I'm good. I roll over, but he has the most alarms set ever in the world.
That. I don't get that.
I'm like, dude, why don't you just
set the last one
or set it across the room? So you have to get up.
That's what I would do in college and high school. I'd have my alarm clock back when you had clocks.
Yeah, right.
I'd have it so I had to get out of bed to go turn it off.
Those old alarm clocks, though, it always worried me that the snooze button wouldn't work. I hit snooze. I'd be like, wait, did it really go?
Well, I would have two. I had a little digital one that had 2 alarms on it, so it was nice. So I'd have a backup always.
Yeah, so
one for radio, one for beeping.
I've got mine set so loud. I've got music that plays.
Did they have an HD3 on it, Bob?
That was before those times.
HD2? I have Foo Fighters Learn to Fly as my alarm. And I've got it blasted.
Oh my!
And so
right now or back then?
Now, when I wake up in the morning, that's what wakes me up is hearing that. But I can't. And inevitably, also, Bob, because I'm so scared. I told you guys, the Morning Juice, our show, creeped into my dreams last night. Yeah, go ahead.
One other thing that I wanted to mention, our guy Patrick Cogley in the chat, we talked about teams opening and closing a stadium with never winning a playoff game. Bush Memorial Stadium hosted both the Cardinals for the NFL and baseball Cardinals.
Right.
The NFL Cardinals in St. Louis before moving to Arizona. The NFL made 3 playoff appearances, 74, 75, and 82. All were played on the road, and they played there for 21 years from 66 to 87. So there you go, Cleveland.
The chat has always come through for us. I'm telling you, Bob, the smart thing the Browns do, look, if I was the Browns, the smart thing to do is rebuild Municipal Stadium, have it be old and decrepit like it was before, have it be 80,000 seats with bad bathrooms and wind and bad conditions. That would have been smart. Go back retro, Bobby. Like Camden Yards. They went retro in Baltimore. Go retroer.
So it looks retro. It has the amenities, though, that you need.
Yes. Anyway, what I was going to say was something.
Oh, I forgot. Sorry for digressing. You.
No, it's okay. I was going to say.
talking about your dreams.
Listen.
Because you said you don't
guys
sleep,
crept into my dream. No,
you just dream.
Inevitably, I wake up at some point in time in the middle of the night and double check my alarm. It hasn't failed me yet.
Yeah, I've done that too.
But if I wake up for any reason, as you get older, you'll find out, Bodie, that you have to wake up sometimes and go to the restroom. And so anyway, I always have to check my alarm because I'm always scared because I don't know what would happen. Like, my biggest fear is getting a call from you or Bodie. I went you or Bodie and pointed the wrong one. You or Bodie. Getting a call at 5:55, where are you? And I'm like, I'm here in bed.
Schlegs missed the show.
He did?
Oh, yeah. He came on later, but it was when I was off. And I turned the show when I was getting up to work out and everything, and I'm listening. It's Beam, some Shark.
Yeah.
I text Shark. He's like, Schlegs isn't answering. So I jumped on my Comrex and did the show with him. I go, let me text Steph. I text Steph, and after 20 minutes later, then Schlegs popped on.
That was the thing, Bodie. It used to be when I'd fill in a morning juice for Beamer sometimes. The show sheet at the very top said break glass phone number.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
And I was like, I finally asked him after hosting the show a few times, like, what's this all about? He said, Steph's Schlegs' wife. If he ever doesn't come on, you've got to call that number.
But that was when he was actively on. Hayden called that when he was just coming on as a guest.
Oh, did he really? He called Steph?
Yes, it was amazing. It was amazing. Hello? She's so sweet.
That's outstanding.
Anthony, that's just what you hear. Bodie gets it now every Tuesday, tomorrow.
What do you think? He's going to be...
I think he'll be good. He's good now because his wife's
he's
here,
okay now.
And he's got to wake up and drive and different things. So yes, and he's an hour later. When we would get him at 6:15, you had no idea.
Oh, that's right. It is later now. Yeah, it is later now. Yeah. I think I want. You know what? I want his voice on my alarm, telling me to get my ass out of bed. I want to record that and do that instead of the Foo Fighters "Learn to Fly" song. That might do it for me. Thank you to all of our listeners in the chat. We appreciate it. Patrick, thank you for the information. We can always count on you guys for this. Bill Bender joined us, Sporting News. Chris McNeil, Reeflog_18, joined us as well. Talk Browns. We appreciate all of that. Thank you, Bodie. Thank you, Bobby. And we will be back tomorrow, Morning Juice.
Hey, Buckeye fans. As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 3 trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
Through Travis Manion Foundation's Operation Legacy service projects, veterans, families of the fallen, and inspired civilians across the country come together under the common cause to serve in honor of our nation's heroes. Service projects include city beautifications, planting memorial trees, volunteering at shelters, park cleanups, and more. Ask yourself, if not me, then who? And register for a project near you or as a virtual volunteer by visiting oplegacy.org.
Once there was a man who couldn't stand.
A mom who couldn't wait.
A scientific community that said it couldn't be done.
And then you.
And then I.
And then we.
Brought neuromuscular disease into screaming color with the Muscular Dystrophy Association.
For 75 years, our voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
We've willed the impossible into existence.
We pushed the science,
raised the funds,
shifted the narrative,
and transformed the reality of life with neuromuscular diseases.
For 75 years, we've built communities together.
established the field of neuromuscular medicine,
and made it thrive.
Call that a legacy.
Call it impact.
Call it momentum.
just call it ours.
Because it's the generations of community heroes that give MDA the strength we have today.
And until neuromuscular disease is a thing of the past, you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
You know a thing or two about the moments in life that matter. You've seized those moments to embrace joy, accomplish great things, and build meaningful relationships. Is it time now to sit back and reflect on a life well lived? Maybe. Or maybe there's more to be done. Maybe this is the most important moment you've encountered yet. By volunteering with AmeriCorps Seniors, you can seize the moment, lend a hand, and get back more than you give. We connect you to local volunteer organizations with opportunities that fit your schedule and match your interests. Through AmeriCorps Seniors, you can support people in times of need and make your community stronger. You can become a companion to your older neighbors, brightening their days with friendship. You can even become a mentor for young people, serving as a role model and enriching their lives. Are you ready to seize your moment? Visit AmeriCorps.gov/